Sorry.
Live and in concert. All right. Yes. No, I don't think that was the case. I think we played a pretty good basketball game except for the second quarter, and we turned 37-14 there, and turned the basketball over. In that quarter, and ended up with 19 turnovers and 27 points off of the turnover. But look at the rest of the game. We played a pretty decent game, but you couldn't make up for that ground that you gave up in that second quarter.
18.
What did they do in that second quarter?
I don't think it was anything that I wish you could say it was something that Boston did, but I think those guys had players. Jeff Green obviously came in, played very well. Jason Terry came in, played very well. Barbosa. So you had three proven guys came in and played very well in the second quarter. We made the push after the slow start to get back in the game, in a efficient quarter, in a good place. And then those guys came in the second quarter and kind of the bench came in, pushed the game to another level. And after that, we come in halftime, play a good third quarter, and the fourth quarter, but you have to make up so much ground from that second quarter.
Well, they got up real quick, like an 8-2 run to start that quarter. You called a timeout. Did you think about putting some of your regular starters back in at that moment?
No, because not at that time, though. It was still relatively early, and so I didn't think it would get away from that. It did, probably try to get better. But we started also in the first quarter, so I needed the starters to be able to close the gap a little bit so we didn't go into the second quarter being down so much. So I couldn't take those guys out because we played catch-up in that first quarter. Didn't want to go into the second quarter being down 10. So I had to play those guys and try to get out of the quarter first. And then, obviously, our second unit played well. Have played well in the past. And obviously, tonight was not one of those nights. And their bench did a great job and put the game in a comfortable place for them.
18 of the turnovers came after the first quarter.
Yeah.
Did it just seem? Did they go fall back into some of the habits they had from previous games?
Well, the thing you try to explain to them is that teams, East Coast team for the most part, they're going to pack the paint, and we try to make too many passes into the paint. You have to play from the perimeter first, get into the paint from a dribble standpoint, and then move the ball again. And we did that at our place. We drove to the basket and made plays at our place. And obviously that didn't happen tonight. And then we try to dribble too much of a dribbling game deep into the paint, and we just didn't play well tonight from that standpoint.
From your side, what kind of different look do you have about all movement or?
Well, everyone always says when you lose a star player, you have other guys step up and play. You have ball movers. But obviously, the superstars win the tough close games for them. And that's what you would miss with Rondo, the guy who can control the basketball game when the game is really tight against a heavy hitting opponent. That's what you would miss. But in games, as they move forward, you have one guy doesn't dominate the ball. That's what a good point guard does. A good point guard will dominate the ball and get everybody else involved. You have a collection of guys handling the ball right now to make plays. Now, how they transition to the close games without having someone that can control the basketball game the way Rondo had done over his career.
All right, thanks, Coach.